man. Right back at you. It's your boy Top Dog. And as always, man, welcome to the channel. For those that are new, man, we truly appreciate you. Continue to like, comment, and share these videos because you know what we do it for those that have been here before. Our aim is to elevate and motivate so you can go out and dominate and be the person that you were born to be down here on this earth. We want domination, no competition, dominate in everything it is that you do. We want domination. So we want to always provoke thought. We always want to promote higher levels of understanding. So let's get right into this video. Come on in, kick your feet up, and let's get it. So today, guys, I got a special guest here with me today. On the last video, you might have heard the shout out that I gave to my brother here. So proud of this guy, encouraging me to continue with this site, to continue with this channel, and just be me and put this content out in a way that's helpful for people. And our aims and what we do are so similar. And our purposes is just to help as many people as we can. And we do that for out of the kindness of our hearts. We don't do that for any nominal or any type of money. You know, we just figured that if we help as many people as we can, we'll get what we want on the back end by default. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you my brother, Antoine LaShawn Pope, founder and president of the Meyer Roth Group. He recently graduated summa cum laude from Grand Canyon University. Currently, he's creating innovative techniques to help students save on their college tuition. So without further ado, let me introduce him. Come on in, brother. Tell me how you feeling today, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a blessing, just coming back to the Chicagoland area to give back, not only to my personal family, but humanity as well. I think humanity is what we really suffer from, the lack of humanistic point of view and love and empathy and emotional intelligence, which you talk about a lot in your videos. Mm-hmm. I think that's an area of improvement that I'm have a vested interest in. Mm-hmm. And I came back to Chicago to actually, indulge in some of that and try to put my stamp on the land that I love so much. So I'm delighted to be here.
Oh, no doubt, man. Critical thinking is something we talk about all the time. Emotional intelligence, man, is so important, and it leads me right into something that we saw today. That's kind of buzzing in the social media world. A video that's trending now on social media. I want you to go into that video, what it pertains, and then what did you take from it? So
what we talking about here is the operation of Great Divide, and the black man is targeted, right? And our black women are unknowingly subjected to the government or society system.
That's it,
right? Mm-hmm. And in this video, if your audience don't know, I'll just bring them up to beat a little bit. Mm-hmm. So what happened is recently, a mom allowed the daughter to visit the father. When the mom sent the daughter to the father, the child's hair was in disarray. So the father, just loving his child, wanted to give the child a better hairdo. Mm-hmm. So the father sought out his sources just to make use his resources to get his daughter's hair done nice as he would like it.
Right.
He did that. The story does not say who exactly did the daughter's hair. It was presumed by the mom upon return of the child that another female that the father was dealing with had done the child's hair. So to speed up the story, the mom was so irate and so not in it for the kid. She cut the child's hair, beads, She cut it out the kid's hair. The kid is hysterical, upset, couldn't comprehend it, didn't understand, and she was just filled with so much hurt. And I'm just looking at it on World Star like, this is unbelievable. And so I believe this is a part of the Operation Great Divide, if you will, and stripping the man of his power and stripping him of his worth as a man, a black man, a powerful black man on this planet that we share with other creatures and species and other mammals and animals, right?
Yes.
So that was just my take and looking in on it. And I think we should talk more about what drives a woman to go to these great lengths. Or what's missing? What are we missing? What is the public really missing? I think your channel and what you personify, your audience need to know what's missing. And I believe with the information that you spew daily will really hone in on that. I think you have enough experience, as well as I, that can really talk your audience through what we're missing.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because this is really what I do it for. Having you as a guest to kind of bring all of this together, as far as the topics that I go through each and every day. And this is one of the things. This is one of the big things that I wanted to discuss. So I'm so glad we got this opportunity to talk about this and share this with the audience. The systematic divide and destruction of the black man.
Yes.
And in introducing that video and giving the backdrop of that video, what did any of that have to do with the child? The child is devastated. The child had nothing to do with it. Okay? So now we got to keen in on that mother that subjected her child to that by cutting her hair due to no fault of her own, just to get back at the man. So we're talking about the biggest culprit, one of the biggest culprits in the destruction of the black man and Operation Divide is the black woman.
Absolutely.
And in the backdrop, it's like, okay, well, what's really going on? And for me, this has become such a big thing because of the governmental influence into all of this.
Absolutely.
The black woman knows that she can cash in dollar-wise for the destruction, divide of the family. Some of it knowingly, some of it unknowingly, right? If I can go down and something didn't happen, something didn't work out between myself and my child's father, I can march right down. If I'm mad enough at him, I can march him right down, take him to child support court. If we're married, I can take him to the divorce court, take half of everything he owns. The system is so outdated and so unfair. So I wanted you to kind of chime in on the governmental influence, because that's a system. We, as black men, we fighting a system that we ain't gonna never win, because they gonna outgun us. They gonna outdo us every time. We up against a whole system.
Well, and if I could interject, I mean, you're right. Black men are faced with many systems, right? So you have, and it's all the systems are geared to weaken.
That's it.
The power, the morale, the influence of the black man, right? Because what's not being seen or what's not being lauded or applauded is the efforts of the man. We forget how difficult it is just to be black.
Talk on it. Yeah.
We have people that fought for the right to be black, and just to have our own people teaming up with the I'll use today's terms, the opposition.
The opposition, yeah.
To hold us down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever heard of a term that if you have a twig and if you break it, it will be easy to break.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put 750 twigs together and tie them together, it will be nearly impossible to break.
That's right. That's right.
So this is a system. All of these systems are systems of divide and conquer.
That's it.
Right? But no one has really looked at it from the perspective of the men. Once they out of the home, they're not just turning their back on their children.
Yes. Good point.
They're leaving the relationship, or the woman, whoever left the relationship. That's neither here nor there.
Right.
But they're not removing themselves from their children.
That's right.
We as men, especially, I only can talk for black men because I am one.
That's right.
We inherently love our children because they came from us. The women were just carriers.
That's it. That's it.
We're not natural. We're not creatures that turn our back on our youth.
Mm-hmm.
Our job is to encourage them and build them up and allow them to understand that we made mistakes and we're not perfect. And we're quick to tell people we're not perfect.
That's it.
We don't want you to go and be... Men don't want their children to be out on the streets gang banging with their pants hanging down. Do you really think that? No. The women are in cahoots with the powers that be that run men to run them away.
That's it.
We run them away.
That's it.
And with behavior like what we just witnessed earlier today is indicative of the interaction that we have with these women that make us go astray. We hang in there for our children to the last breath until our hands are forced. You only can do so much to a man, not a black man, a man, before he says enough is enough. There's no kid, there's no human can stand in the way of my sanity, my peace of mind, my love for me. See, the system is built for you to lose your love of self.
That's it.
So you can damage yourself and get out of here, which is what they want you to do anyway, whether criminally or you just go through all the stuff that they have circled in these environments. What they put all this contradictory information that I won't go into, such as these liquor stores and all these drug infested and buildings and making the neighborhoods look tore down, making you feel like you broke.
That's right. Broken, yes.
They put these churches in there so they can tell you conflicting information, so they can take more money away from you.
That's right.
These systems are all in cahoots. One of your videos I watched, you said church is a business.
And it is.
It's a business. And the business is to take your money out of your pocket and put it in somebody else's pocket, and they're going to split it on the back end.
And it's also the brainwash.
Absolutely.
Conquer who you can.
Divide.
Yeah. Divide.
And conquer.
Divide and conquer.
It's a system that's built to strip away your power. And it all plays together.
That's it.
Man, we want to work.
That's it.
We want to provide. We want to protect. But the system is stripping that away by letting these women think that they can do it.
That's right.
What a man can do. And their actions and their foolishness and their willingness not to pay attention to what's really going on incites the great divide.
Yes. Yes.
You understand that? And so we are in a pickle. We're in a conundrum. As a black man.
Yeah.
Either we can sit here and just take the abuse, or we can throw our hands up and go and fly. Because this system is set up that the men with the bad criminal background, they are applauded. They are worshipped. They are getting bagged to be in their kids' life. But they're so preoccupied with the legal system that they don't even have time to really focus on their children.
Right. Distractions.
Absolutely. And this is diabolical.
That's it. Systematic.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, but people that's hardworking people, such as myself, well, the government knows that they can't prod me into going to drug infested situations or domestic situations because I'm smarter than that.
Right.
So I was able to escape that. So how do they do it? They do it through the children. They use the children as weapons, and really they don't do it through the children. They do it through the women that carry the children.
That's right.
Making them feel entitled. And it's all the system is structured to limit us financially, strip us of our manly power.
That's it.
Our world view. That's how the system is set up for us to lose. Right? And you touched on this, on how they give the women all these subsidies and this protection. But the women incites arguments.
Yeah.
Right? They poke their chests out. You know, as a man, all we want is respect and loyalty.
That's it.
And when we feel that we're not being respected and we're being people are disloyal to us, we have natural instincts. And our natural instinct says, no, this is not right.
It's not right.
We got to address this. And when we addressed it, we don't have no protection on our side.
That's right.
There's no one coming to protect us. So we're in this one dog, one bone world with no protection. So who do we run to?
So think about it think about it this way. Put a pin in what you're saying.
I'm with you.
Because it's very valid. It's very valid, very valid, very valid. And I want you guys to be paying attention to this. And I need you guys to open your third eye right now. Remember what this channel is all about, invoking thought. You just heard some very, very interesting talking points. And I want you to think of this like this, from what the brother is saying here. When you go into a fist fight, and it's just you by yourself, and you going up to throw them hands. When it's you by yourself, you're gonna be much, much more quieter than if you got 20 people with you. Women got 20 people with them coming to fight with them. They know they got the court systems. They know they got things in place like child support. And if I go into court, a judge is rarely going to believe me over a woman because the system is so outdated. The systems are designed from back in the day when a marriage was a marriage. You're dealing with these hybrid women that are not prepared for marriage right now. They want to work. They want to wear the pants. They want to tell the man what to do. They want to come in with the mouth like a man because they know they got the backing. If you touch me, I'm going to run down here to this police station and I'm going to have charges filed against you. If you break up with me and we had a child together, I'm marching you down to the child support. So it's much easier to bark and woof and all of that when you know you got a system behind you, right? And they're not going to let anything like common sense or rationale or reasoning mess with that. Mess with that. They love the low-hanging fruit. It's easy to grab.
Absolutely.
It's much harder to go up to the top of the tree and pick that apple that's just right. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take this low-hanging fruit. And this governmental, systematic, divide and conquer system is a low-hanging fruit.
Absolutely.
See, so in a sense, you can't blame some of them. You know, we have to go back to what we talked about a couple of days ago about being males and men. More males got to step up and be men. More males have to step up and be men. You know what an eagle does in time of storm? It flies above the precipitation. All other birds take cover, but an eagle flies above it. More males got to be able to take flight, baby, and go up and say, man, I'm finna go up above the storm. Because we're not completely blameless in this either.
Absolutely.
we're not completely blameless in this. So let's just put that out there for anybody to think we female bashing. But I'm gonna go higher. 9 out of 10 households is kind of dealing with the system now. The system is set up where a woman goes out to work. And so from that point forward, from that point when she has to go out to work or she doesn't have to go out to work, she's losing respect for the male. And then she's got a system to back her up. We don't have a system. You just ask, where can we run to when we need help? We don't have that. We don't have that system.
Don't have it.
If you go in now and know, and I want you to touch on some statistical data that you pulled up about children that are in a single family home that is father ran versus mother ran, and how that child turns out to be a greater and productive system because of the discipline structure. Mm-hmm. So it's no proven science that says the mother has to get the child and that they just have to get the child and that child is going to be more productive because they have them. Where did that come from?
Well, then I'll tell you that came from the nurturing, right? This is an old early 1900s.
I agree.
Stands that the courts had, and where they said the child needs to be nurtured by the mom. But as time has progressed,
right,
men. This happened after the baby boomers came back. When the baby boomers started being born, what men started to have was develop more nurturing type of stances, right? So it wasn't just the woman, because remember when they returned from war, the women, when they returned, women was now going to the workforce. Mm-hmm. So the men had the roles reversed. It wasn't the jobs that the men left to go to war were not there when they came back because they had been filled with the women.
That's a great point.
Right? Mm-hmm. And so the men developed nurturing techniques. Mm-hmm. But the system is so old and outdated and hasn't been transformed to what we are today. Mm-hmm. We're still being led by the fallacies, that the system has created in the first place. Mm-hmm. But you touched on the research that I did in 2017. 73% of children raised by single parent males, men, go on to not use drugs, go on to achieve at least a high school diploma and secure positions, are less likely to get in trouble with the law. One more. Less likely to indulge in any domestic altercations. 73%. So that means the other 27% is when the kid is raised by a single mother.
And we want to pull up that data for you guys and post it and post it as a link. If we're going to try our best to find that data and post it so we're not just blowing smoke and
I wrote a paper, right? It's in a paper that I had that I'll forward to you. It's called Father's Rights: The Uphill Battle. I did in English 102. I had a 15-page paper to write, extensively researched, and I was deliberately looking for the inequity and the inequity of the system, and trying and I thought it was just a thing against the man, which is not. It's bigger than that. It's destroyed. The system is designed to limit your earning potential. It's all about stripping a man of his power,
and that's what I want to go into next. So the financial piece of this. Let's transition into that and how the system is, how this relates to the man financially, and how that also contributes to the divide. We always gonna stay on topic. All of this is all tied into a ball, guys. So follow along and pay close attention. Now we're moving into the financial piece of this and how this robs robs that child. Okay? Robs the child. That's all that's being affected here is the child. It's not about the mothers and the fathers. We've had, we're rarely affected. The one that's impacted the most is the child. So we're going to go, and I want you to touch on a bit about the financial piece of this.
So I have some notes here. So the system, I want you guys to understand, the system is built to strip away power. When money comes, power, right? When if they limit your earning potential, or they, and in this case, child support is limiting your earning potential, right? Because the government steps in, they get a piece, right? Every dollar that you're sending is not going entirely to the location where it's supposed to go.
That's right.
Right, so it's a business for them as well, right? So the system is built to strip away your power. Where there's money, there's power, right? So when they do that, it separates. The divide is also, I got to touch on this really quick, and I'm gonna get right back to the money. It separates the male influence, the role model, the natural role model. I know most of us have been raised by single mother homes, right? But I have a lot of friends, and none of them say my mama is my role model.
There you go. Because that's not possible. You see, and what we need you females to understand out there, it is impossible. And I'm not going under 100%. It is impossible for a woman to show a boy how to be a man.
Absolutely. And so the system, I said this before, but I want you guys to really hone in to what I'm about to say here. The system is designed to harm the earning potential via the legal system by limiting your options. So once you get a felony, you done. So unless you get on your entrepreneurial, and then them people ain't about to give you no money to really grow your business.
So it's another pitfall.
Absolutely, you down. Yeah. Right? You can get you a small business. Why they always talking about small business? Business. No, they never said you can make you a big business, right? Small business, right?
Oh yeah.
Small business associations. Is there a big business association?
Right.
But just think about these things, right? But they would use the child support system to limit your spending ability.
That's right.
Listen to the words. To limit your spending ability. See, if you had your money to do what it is you wanted to do for the kids, because remember, you was doing it for the kids anyway.
That's right.
You was doing it for the kids. And this was about the woman not having control.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So it limits your ability. And so why they don't care about what you got going on with your life. They don't care that you have a mortgage. They don't care that you have this much of bills. They got set amount that they take. 33%. Just one kid. Really?
Right. Where did that come from? How did that evaluation come from? Outdated. We'll continue on.
Check this out. But check this out, YouTube. Once they limit your spending ability, right? In the eyes of the kid now, it tarnishes your image. Because the kid is not getting what he was used to getting before you got into his business. Now, as a man, at least for me, I always felt like the child support system was taking something from me. It was taking my ability to go and do for my kids what I wanted to get up and go and do for my kids. Now y'all taking from me and telling me you gotta do this on this time and this, and I refute that. I don't acknowledge that because they're mine. They came from me. I don't need you to tell me about what I should be doing and what I love my kids. You love your kids. Guess what? We worked for them. We know when we had kids that we had a responsibility.
But it's a control thing.
It's a control thing.
Remember, I got an army behind me. I can wolf. I can talk big and bad and bold now because I got this army behind me. But when it's mano a mano, it's a different thing. If I didn't have that to fall back on,
they're weak. They're weak. They're powerless.
Yes, they're powerless.
Right. That's why they go and run. Sorry to cut you off. That's why when they go and run to these people.
That's right.
Right. Because they know we're men.
Right.
Not males.
Right.
They know we're men.
Mm-hmm.
And we have most of us have some sort of values. Right. Right. Some sort of principles that you just can't run over us. And so what you go do? You go get the gang, the biggest gang behind you, which is the police force.
That's right. That's right.
And then after you get that, your order protection. Right. Right. Then you go and let them get in your ear, file child support. Your friend get in your ear, file child support. Mm-hmm. Or you want these food stamps? Are they still doing food stamps?
Right now they're doing the EBT cards.
Okay. So you go and try to get that. You have to put the man on papers.
Yeah.
So the system is designed. Mm-hmm. I remember when I was little, you could tell that you didn't know who the baby daddy is, and you still get your benefits. Yesterday having this conversation, I was told that that's no longer the case. If you don't have nobody to turn in, trust my word. Right. If you don't have nobody to turn in, you're not getting any assistance because they want to latch.
Want to latch what they're giving to you to that man, so that they can lock you up, take your driver's license, take all of these privileges away from you. The big sinkhole.